Nigerian spirit. Because they say Nigeria not the break, Nigeria not the crack. That ability to rise after every fall, to laugh even in hardship, to dream in the face of despair has always been the thing that we're looking at. So this and many more we want to have in the conversation today.
So as we are in another Independence Day, we must ask, should independence only be celebrated as a historical event, or should it also inspire us to evaluate whether we have truly achieved the freedom, prosperity, and dignity our founding fathers dreamed of? Today, we are privileged to have with us someone who is more than capable of unpacking these questions. Our guest is an academic, a thinker, and a voice deeply engaged in the Nigerian story, Dr. Ligeiaziba Sylva. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. In fact, it's a pleasure meeting you guys.
Good morning.
Paul Bassa, you're doing fine.
Thank you so much.
Together, we will explore what Nigerians are genuinely proud of, okay? Why we should be proud of the 65 years after colonial rule. What lessons we must learn from our journey so far, and what aspirations should drive us into the future. And of course, we want to hear from you, our wonderful listeners all over the world. You can join us on Facebook because we're streaming live now on 97.5 Golden FM Yenagua. Just go there on Facebook, like the page, and watch us do our thing here in the studio. When you think of Nigeria as 65, what fills you with pride? Is it our unity in diversity, our creative talent, our democratic resilience, or the everyday Nigerians who, against all odds, keep pushing forward in spite of all the challenges? Or do you feel there is not much to celebrate until governance improves and citizens truly enjoy the dividends of democracy and of course, the independence? This platform is the platform where you're going to do all of that, because it is Let's Talk Nigeria. Now, so before we bring Dr. Sylva into the discourse, let's take a listen to what the Nigerians are saying. Our newsroom went into town to do a little bit of interview here and there, and this is what they gathered from Nigerians.
My advice to the politician, our so-called politician, is they should look into Nigerian problem. Give policy. We need policy that will guide this country. Policy that will favor you and I. Now look at Nigeria. We have oil, but we are not enjoying it. We have so many mineral resources. We are not enjoying it. This security everywhere. If Nigeria can be able to control this insecurity, begin to put measures on ground, begin to put things down, we can now begin to talk about Nigeria. But for now, nothing to talk about Nigeria. Shouldn't we really celebrate this independence? I don't know what we are celebrating. The poor getting poorer every day. And then what are we talking about the independence?
A developing society needs constant light. A developing society needs water, pipable water. We need those things. An hospital. These are the things that the poor person can enjoy. But we are not seeing those things. When you go to hospital, you find out that if you register BHF or something like that, you find out that they will give you only paracetamol and fake drugs. Most people that cannot afford, they lost their life.
We need more job opportunities. We need empowerment to empower the youths. If you write application, even though you write the exam, you pass, you will not see anybody that will employ you. What you hear, they are employing people. When you go there, your name is not included. They say it's man, no man. If you don't know one big man, if you don't know one big woman, nobody will put you. Everybody has their own slot.
Bayelsa State creation celebration has been wonderful, I guess. There is light everywhere. Everywhere is shining. And the tricycle that they stopped during midnight hours has really helped the state so far.
All right, so we're back to Let's Talk Nigeria, and now we want to bring in Dr. Ligeiaziba Sylva. Let me ask the first question here. 65 years after independence, what would you say is Nigeria's biggest achievement as a nation?
I think it's a difficult discourse, if you ask me. But for a long time now, I've decided to look at the case differently. I have deliberately and intentionally refused to want to look at the very few persons that have kept us where we are, but to look at the other many persons that are doing a lot to move us forward. And if you want to take the statistics, I think the political class, they are almost an insignificant value. But it's just that power is in their hands. And nobody can actually downplay the role of government in the growth of any society. But this independence, I chose to celebrate us. Not as an entity, although we can look at the struggles and victories of our heroes past. I want to celebrate them. I don't think the Nnamdi Azikiwes would have wished that the struggle they had was to offer this at 65 years. They would have believed Nigeria would have been much more. But on the other hand, we still have things, I think, that is worth celebrating, and that's us. When I say us, we can choose to want to handpick some of them, in quote, into us. I mean, some of them that have made some significant contribution, maybe not in the entirety of the country, but in many lives. And bring, and today I was just on my bed, I'm thinking about people that have impacted my life growing up till date. And of all, I think I would say, I don't know if I would say fortunate or unfortunate, to have been tutored by just one foreigner, an Indian that taught me mathematics in secondary school, which, if I pull that off, for everybody that has done in terms of my education from my primary school days till I have a PhD in mathematics, they're all Nigerians. So I want to look at us in that light, that there is hope. There is hope actually for this great nation. I've listened to some of the comments people have made. They have a right to think that way. But it's time for we to celebrate our independence, celebrating us. And I think in our discourse, I'll mention some very wonderful names that I don't want to always use the word Nigeria in that very bad light to say Nigeria has happened to us. And even if I'm tempted to say some persons have done some things, not allowing the so-called Nigeria in quotes to bring them down. And that's the part I want to talk about our celebration.
So when we come back from the show break, yes, because we're about going for a short commercial break. When we return, we'll talk about that area that you intend talking about. Let's go.
This is your golden moment. 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio.
Choice of Christ Ministries Incorporated, Freedom Center presents Refreshing Times 2025. Theme: the release of His power. Ministering Pastor Dr. Tamset Eyedode, PFN Chairman, Bayelsa State, and Apostle Elias Emmanuel Calabar. Guest ministers: Bishop and Reverend Mrs. Layo Wolu. Host: date Wednesday 1st through Sunday 5th October 2025. Time 5 p.m. daily and Sunday 9 a.m. Venue: Main Auditorium, number 65, Captain Ayeni Road, Yinizwepi, Yenekwa, Bayelsa State. Come and be blessed. Jesus is Lord. Elder Dr. Bralate James Fawi, announcer.
Shining brighter than ever. 97.5 FM, the gold standard of radio.
Yes, Nigeria, this is Let's Talk Nigeria right here on 97.5 Golden FM, Yenagoa, the gold standard of radio. We have our guest here, Dr. Ligeiaziba Sylva, an academic, talking about the 65 years that we have enjoyed as a nation, you know, independence from British colonial rule. And he's here to answer he gives all perspectives on what he thinks about our independence. Now, Paul, let's
because I like the foundation at which you've started the conversation. You know, some persons have always thought about starting in and looking at Nigeria that there's no hope, there's nothing to really celebrate. But I just wanted to start now, based on that premise you started with. What would be the greatest, in your own opinion, what do you think is the greatest lesson that the country over the 65 years has really taught its citizens? You know, the greatest thing that is really taught a citizen that you can really see and okay, yeah, you are proud of. What has it taught us? What lessons have we learned?
I think one of which is, I will speak as a person.
Yeah.
It's the lesson of you can succeed no matter what. What I'm saying that many others will want to argue that Nigeria as a nation has not offered much to its citizens in terms of giving them a very good platform for our skills and gifts to strive. But in all, people have made significant progress in terms of their own personal lives and achievements. I think that's a great lesson for the younger generation, that no matter where you find yourself, no matter the creeks you are, the family you are born into, you can make it in life. And I think if we want to start counting people, Moye can be put in such a category of people that have come from behind and been a voice today. And the younger generation should look at the great men and women, I mean, in this nation, in all facets of the industry, from music to content creation to academics. If you want to go into healthcare, our doctors, I would say, didn't get the best of medical trainings because of the facilities we have, but they are sought after around the world. To tell you that success is in your hands, if you are ready and deliberate and intentional about making progress in life, you will definitely succeed. So I think that's the greatest lesson I've learned as a person, that no matter where I find myself, I just have that consciousness in me that I can make it.
I watched this film by Chimamanda from a book, I think, which is Half of a Yellow Sun, and they depicted, you know, the night or the day or the night we got independence. Oh, happy independence, and you know, all of that. I really enjoyed it. So that's where the question is coming from. Now, do you think the spirit of 1960, what people did, I mean, they celebrated the independence, you know, the optimism, the hope, the unity, is still alive in Nigeria today? And looking back, did Nigeria make the most of its independence, or have we fallen short of the dreams of our founding fathers?
You know, it's always difficult to want to measure the celebration as when independence was actually announced and now. Because since I don't know if you were born, but I wasn't.
I wasn't born to.
I wasn't.
Since you were not there during the colonial rule, you will not know what they have suffered and the hope of looking forward to an independence. So when it was announced, we can just sit down and close our eye. I want to imagine the happiness that would have been moving from one city to the other, believing that the independence is actually independence, that them being free. This is goodness coming. And we now, I think we see independence now basically as one of the celebrations in this country, just as some persons see their birth. And you won't blame them for that, because there's hardly any evidence of anything they should be celebrating as an achievement. But I just want to encourage them that sometimes is if you put your happiness in the hands of another, then you are placed yourself in a very difficult situation. Your happiness should be your right, and you should live forever to reserve that right to decide when to be happy. So for us to want to equate the happiness now and then, I think it's a bit tricky for me to give any stand. On the aspect, if you are talking about hope of...
Looking back, do you think we have fallen short of the dreams of our founding fathers, having read what they did and the look, what they hoped the nation would look like on independence?
I don't know if you're using the word falling short. It's best describe where we are. Because 65 years for a country blessed with both natural resources and intellectuals, I think we are falling long. Please permit me to use the word, we are falling long.
He has created his own.
we should be much more. We should be much. There is no excuse for where we are today. And most of the times, people want to blame government, and they have a right to do that because the resources, the control of resources, is placed in the hands of government. Rightfully so. It's there. So, if the enabling environment is not created, if businesses don't have the access to access basic loans and grants, that's how people survive. So we are far short of where we should be. Nigeria, like they say, should be I'm saying should be the giant of Africa, like they call it. But I think with the potential we have, we should not have measured our greatness with Africa. Nigeria should be competing with European nations. We have the best of human resources. We have natural resources. The country is blessed with wealth. We should be measuring our growth with, to be saying we are giant of Africa. We should be giant of the world.
The moment you're saying this, what comes to my head, because we've seen that over the years, this is 65 years, and we are celebrating a lot of things. But sometimes we've seen that, at the time of independence, people were celebrating, it was not about Igbo independence, not Hausa independence or Fulani or Nupe. It was Nigeria and united together. But over the 65 years, we've seen the different dichotomy through the separation always come up with ethnicity, with tribe, with religion, and all of these things that really divided us. But you find it the funny thing you find at the moment you're traveling outside of the country, you're not addressed as an Igbo man. You're addressed first as a Nigerian. How well has this division brought us back, taking us steps back, rather than, what do you think also can help us to really come up to that giant of the whole world, compared with the whole world that we can do?
I think this division was created by politicians, if you ask me. When it is time for politics, they tend to sell more of ethnicity to say it's our turn. Even the Nigerian system of zoning will just capture that separation. To say the North will rule for 8 years and power shows a clear separation of who is a Nigerian. And whether you like it or not, that builds into our own system. It's in the system. They even call it micro zoning, down to every element of it. So why growing up? Like, it will be strange for you now to sit down and hear that one Yoruba man is contesting for governor in Bayelsa State. You want to react, where is his own state? The division was created by politicians, and it's now almost natural in our own system. That's where we are. So if we want to think Nigerian, I think we should be deliberate about it. We should be deliberate about it in everything we do. Even if you go to churches, it has been ascribed even to religious bodies that people worship in a particular church because it's from our side. And some persons will say, no, in that place, it's only this set of persons that will be given big parishes to handle. So one way or the other, in our subconsciousness, there is that division that is there. And let me tell you something why it is. You are who you are today based on what you have been hearing your entire life. And anything you'll be tomorrow is what you start hearing today. There is no structure in this world that takes your head into two different parts and put whatever they want you to become. What makes a medical doctor is what he keeps listening for the next 6 years. They keep teaching you, keep saying things that you listen. Then try to see you practice it. And after a while, you are pronounced a doctor. Same way a lawyer is made, same way a journalist is made, is what you keep hearing, you become. So if we keep hearing that division, and it's so bad that even at the younger generation keep hearing it. Even in Bayelsa, we hear the Koijo, and I say it has gone down to even the bearers of it all. So if we want to look backwards, we should be thinking of salvaging the next generation by telling them what it should be as you being a Nigerian. Keep saying it. Let them know hear something different from what you are saying. At every point, both at national, state, and local level, they are hearing Nigeria. After a while, that will be all they know. But this is our generation. It's difficult to pull it out from us. This is embedded in our spirit.
Wow, embedded in the spirit. That's really strong. But why do you think many Nigerians feel there's little to celebrate at independence anniversaries? And has independence actually translated into real freedom and prosperity for ordinary Nigerians?
Because I think they did not understand what independence of a country really is. The independence of a country is simply the freedom from external rule.
Are we free from external rule? That's the freedom now.
If you want to look it that way, no country is absolutely free. Because one way or the other, you depend on another for either anything. Even in the US, I believe they have things they outsource. Yeah. I'm just saying. So no one can say because the world is a global village. You cannot live an isolated life. So if we pull out the other part of it, as in getting freedom from colonial rule, they will now need to look, because what we are suffering today is not something that we are harvesting from the colonial rule. Are things that started happening after we have gained independence. True. Nobody will say, although I've heard the language that is the amalgamation that has caused, the amalgam, it didn't cause what we are suffering today. It may have suggested it. But if from that 1960 to 1963, when they got the first republic, people were making deliberate effort, I don't think anybody will make a mention of the amalgamation. So there is a lot we can talk about independence. If we want to look at independence in terms of celebrating count, there is huge success. At independence, I don't think you can count or want to measure the number of banks they have then and what we have now. We had only one university as independence. Now we can, they may not be the best of them, but we have over 150 universities. I mean, both private, government, at federal and state level. So if we want to, the number of roads we have today, if we want to look at just count, I'm not saying quality, but I'm saying count. We can celebrate where we are. But if we want to talk of quality, it is us. It is us. We can from today want to make impact and want to decide what it will be. For power, I don't think.
Without eating the rice sometimes no food to eat, but then we still celebrate.
Wow. That, with this thing, it's a new perspective. I'm hearing hope. I know there's about hope that really births a life and things like that. But with how I'm looking, we've always talked about counting. It's always about counting figures, 65, Bayelsa 29, and the real realities on ground. How can we really now spread beyond just counting and coming to be intentional about changing the nation and be independent truly, where we can bring homegrown solutions to homegrown problems and things like that?
Oh, that's is a very, very wide discourse. One of which I know, if you want to kill a society, kill the educational sector. If you perish it, that's the end of the society. They will not know, but in time to come, it will certainly play out. So I think we as a people should look back what we call education today. What I had as a secondary school education, my dad used to mock me that we don't know what it used to be. True. Now I think I can be bold enough to tell the generation, you don't know what I say. A white
exactly
man in my secondary. So it's getting bad without we knowing.
Because I had a Ghanaian, Mr. Babio, teach me in my primary school.
So what is happening is, if you kill education, gradually you won't know But certainly, in time to come, the system will fail. So if there's any country we want to salvage and want to start salvaging now, is to sit down and ask ourselves, how strong is our educational sector? It's from that sector you get the next medical doctors, the ones in the future, the next lawyers, even the next teachers. You know, this morning I just woke up and I was thinking about my primary and secondary school teachers that we are just there. They were not the best of teachers per se. Because when I grew up, I found out that some of the things they taught me in mathematics were not excellently right. And some of the teachers we have today that are teaching, preparing students for WAEC on their own can't pass WAEC. But you cannot look down on the impact these people are making in the next generation. I taught my mathematics teacher in masters. He didn't even recognize, but I knew that this person taught me mathematics in second. When he entered the class, I felt that honor. So let's come back and look at our educational sector, starting from primary school. If I want to go into what is happening to our education, even you'll be shocked sitting here. And I can tell you if this thing is consistent, where this country will be in time to come. Because you can measure insecurity based on the education of the set of persons. True. You can measure healthcare. You know, they will tell you HIV thrives in a society of illiterates. The mind is everything in a man. Yep. If you fail to develop it, in time to come, they will crash. And the society is made up of men and not infrastructures. That's true. You would think you are building roads. If you don't develop men, the society will still fail. The roads may survive 100 years, but the society won't. Because if we have insecurity all over and people are running, parking away from Bayelsa State, even if you have the roads, the society has failed. Yeah. So one way to solve, I'm not saying it's the only way, is to sit down as a people and look back at our educational structure to say, what can we salvage? I was shocked. I saw a picture on Facebook in one of the communities, I'm not sure, that the Commission of Education went there to visit unannounced and saw the children in the secondaries, is it secondary or primary, harvesting cassavas. No teacher, they went to farm, they were peeling in, during school hours. I'm not God, but I can predict what will come out of those ones. I can tell you their future. You will not tell me, oh, there are some persons that had no Sylva and just like good luck Jonathan. What we are saying is an exception. The exception is not the rule. Some persons we are just lucky enough to break out from, so you cannot be saying, out of 100 of them, how many of them can succeed as good luck Jonathan? Without sandals, without bags, and became president. How many of them? So you cannot now use, we can only point to him as a light to encourage others. True. But that shouldn't be the standard. The other things I think we can look at, even the religious sect, because everything, if we change our mindset, we have changed the city.
Indeed, he has spoken very brilliantly, but we promised you that at 9 of Let's Talk Nigeria will give you more opportunity to, express yourself and talk about it, because a lot of you wanted to contribute during the newspaper review segment. This is your time. We'll open the phone lines for you to call in and speak. Freely, but of course, freely you are timed. 60 seconds, okay? So you don't talk and take the whole time, because a lot of people are queued up to contribute. I'm not done yet. The calls are started coming in. 0707 747 1522. 0912 000 1975. You can send a message on WhatsApp as well, or head on to our Facebook page right now, streaming live right there. You can watch us 97.5 Golden FM Yanagua, and drop your comments. We will read them at the appropriate time. The topic is Nigeria's 65th independence from colonial rule. What should Nigerians be proud of and celebrate? Let's take the first call now. Hello, good morning. Make it brief so that we could go to another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Golden FM.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Chikobi. I want to go to the minister. Our president says building a 12-inch stool. Is it here in Nigeria or in the other side in French country? Because 1 week in Nigeria, 2 months in French. That's my own question this morning. Thank you.
Well, Doc will help us out with those questions anyway. Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Your name, please.
I greet. My name's Sarah Pere, reporting from Merepa. I greet our guests in the house. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You see, there is a slogan that says "Joy Shina, Joy Shangi." It means good product, good thinking, good products for those that knows. You see, but what we are experiencing is good thinking, no product. No product because there is no enabling environment. The environment has not been enabling for us to have good products, but we have multiple thinkings. That is on one side. I will not want to celebrate Nigeria as a country, but I will celebrate its citizens for their resilience and for their steadfastness. I hear somebody in some quarters say we should pray for this country. I don't believe in prayers. You see, it is time to practice the prayer, and that is the crux of the matter. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Barry, for calling in. I like the fact that these callers are keeping it very brief. More calls coming in. Let's take your calls and head on to Facebook, or perhaps let's get one or two messages on Facebook. Oh yeah, let's take this one before we go to the messages on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
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 How are you now?
Your name?
We're fine. Your name?
My name is Francis from Jebulu.
Okay, Francis, please go ahead.
What I want to say, by this is time of our independence, the man who make it, well, the spoon don't bend. To trade the spoon, either he break, or I don't know how to say about it. If not, today now, no enjoyment of independence we will have. Nothing they come out for common man, nothing to show say we have independence. Because for the money when Nigeria get, people are suffering more than people who not get one naira cent. So I don't know what to say, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's head on to our Facebook. Paul, help us out with that.
Yes, AB Charles says, are Nigerians been doing well? The very first question to me today is only steady and increased allocation. Well, we'll get to that. Then AB Charles says, good morning, Golden, 7.5 years ago. My name is Ime Evans, residing from Pasha community. First and foremost, happy independence to Nigeria. Okay, happy independence to you. At least we Nigerians have a cause to celebrate our independence from our colonial masters. On our governance, we need to blame our leaders for not taking us to where we're supposed to be in this, our 65 Independence Day. All the blame, bad governance, insecurity, poverty, unemployment is a result of insincerity of our leaders and government. Good morning once again.
Thank you so much, Ime Vance. Let's go back to the calls. As I told you earlier on, just keep it very brief and go straight to the point. 0707 747 1522. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
All right. I greet everybody. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, mommy.
Good morning.
All right. I greet our guests.
Good morning.
See, I want to thank God for keeping us alive today to witness our 65 birthday of our country, Nigeria. That is our independence. So we so much thank God. But you see, I don't see anything we will celebrate. I go count to what we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate hunger. Like today now, common man, every day, they think I go take eat. No way. Money no get value. Our naira, they come down. What we want to celebrate? We want to celebrate no packers, you know, they call them plus Dangote. We want to celebrate our refinery where don't spoil. That last week we go Delta State. See as motor they go up and down. No road. Everywhere, ho. Both these motors go see us and they go put her for ground, they come up. Now we want to celebrate. Me, I don't see anything to celebrate. So people who vote, let them go represent us for us. Now they think about 2027. They don't think about people who carry them go, how they go take solve their problem. I want to celebrate our border where they close. Where before they carry come, we would carry go. You go there for the border, you go buy something very cheap. Everything. I want to celebrate civil servants. When you say your money they low, if they pay you month ending, you like say they not pay anything. No later day now you go see tough something. Ordinary days, flowing day, no money again for your hand. I don't see anything to celebrate. It's a can't and it's too plenty. It's too plenty. So I know maybe they sit down, make we go for our drawing board. I want to celebrate this. The people that be saying only one person for this our country, six build the finance. What of others? If others know them, join themselves, they no fee beat too, or they say others, everybody, one naira, couple, when I support to one build the finance, everybody go like to join because we like the thing. You see, if I begin count and it's too plenty, let them go back to their drawing for that peg.
All right, thank you, Mommy
Thank
Happy.
you, Mommy.
We have to let Mommy Happy talk. You know, she's we. Okay, so more calls, right? Let's take your calls. 0912 triple 1975 0707 747 1522. Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, Moye Stephen and Paul Gassa.
Good morning to you.
Thanks for joining us.
My name is Jackson and I did.
Okay, Jackson, please go ahead.
Thank you. I think that what we're experiencing now is Nigerians trying to colonize themselves. That mentality of being oppressed and later being an independent state of a nation is affecting the current leaders, because we know how this colonialism started from the Roman Empire, how they colonized Greece and some other countries before we now moved to the European countries. Then the European countries started colonizing other countries. Then they moved down to African countries. And after the independence of various countries, these political leaders became the colonial members of their own countries again. So now they started colonizing themselves. They feel the independence of being a freed nation, that they will take possession of whatever the colonial masters were in possession of. But now we are under their own dictate. And what are the signs of being in the colonial state of a nation? Is when you see constant oppression, repression, depression, and then you see where they say this state is an independent state, a democratic government governing the people, but you see constant oppression, using a military mind to oppress the people. So let me ask again, are we truly an independent state of a nation that we are celebrating independence? They themselves, they are free to use whatever resources are there, but we are not still free from their colonial rules, even if it is not the white man's king. It's now a black man colonizing his own person. That is my submission. So we are not truly an independent state. If not, we will have the power to tell the president that what you're doing is wrong. Reason with us, because democracy is not about an individual. It's about the people, and for the people, and by the people. So how come we are dictating everything as if it's not even a military government, but as if we are under colonial rule, not by the white king, but as a black man. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your brilliant submission. Okay, let's come back to Dr. Sylva. Before I ask you this question, let me narrate a story. In one of the books I wrote, Exploit English Expertly, I tried to explain how the American English came to be when America got independence. A man called Noam Webster thought, if we want to be independent, we need to also be independent in other areas, not politically alone. So he said the language also needs to be different from the British English. So he deliberately changed the spelling format. That's why you see the American spelling, you have the British spelling. Even the grammar, the pronunciation, all of that he changed just because they wanted to establish that aspect of, explain to him why his point or his stance might not be,
It won't. Some persons will want to see it as an ideology anyway, but do you know what it was before now? How many of us were there when they were singing this national anthem in the colonial period? Is it what is affecting this nation? It's not. It's probably intentional and deliberate about our development. If you like, haven't they changed the police uniform before? Would it change the men? Even if you want to change didn't we change the slogan of Bayelsa State from something to, it was the glory of all land? Let me see. Development is intentional. People have to fold their sleeves and work. If you like, change somebody's name to Savior, you'll be suffering. Haven't you see Paul and Barnabas at their tips along the road? Those things are not things that have any impact on anybody. I'm telling you. Because if you go even to religious houses, they'll be telling you, be careful of the names you give your children. I've seen Paul that are very wicked people.
And why does it feel as if you're looking at me and you're saying, and you're looking at me asking? I was just wondering why it just there's something.
Oh, no,
now you're wondering. Now I'm bringing you back, please.
Let's go back to the calls. Good morning.
Good morning, people in the city.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Efreda, good morning.
For me, I come from Pancha.
Okay.
So, for me, I dey cry as when they tell us that they celebrate Freedom Independence Day. I dey cry to see nothing like that dey happen. Our leaders say when elder tell you say na like this, na so it is. This our everything no
I think, Alfreda, you'll call us back. The network there, it's not really clear. So please call us back. Let's hear you clearer. Probably use another network. Perhaps it's going to help out. 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. The numbers to call. And just to remind you that this conversation will continue even tomorrow. We will still have a different perspective from different, Nigerians. Just as we have Dr. Sylva here, we're going to be having more persons coming up to give their own perspective about Nigeria's independence. 65 years of independence from colonial rule. Let's hear you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Happy independence.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good
Thank you. Your name, please.
My name is Olatoye.
Okay, Olatoye.
Coming from Ekeki.
Okay, Olatoye. Please continue.
In everything in this country, God bless us. But the problem that we are the problem of ourselves for this country. Because God do everything in abundance. Human resources, everything, intelligent people, we are. Also, we have a teaching. But the only thing that we have, our people, some of Nigerians, we are the problem of our day. Like all these fingers. These people, they will be spoil our own refinery. They want to spoil them with their own. And that's why they are looking to just be the workers of Dangote to themselves. Why can't they work for our own refinery? And also, now, when a person for leg, when he starts saying, where they want to remove it, he's shouting, the problem is almost over. We thank God, because every isles of Nigeria now, we are complaining about our own refinery. Let them do this for us. And even further, to be the Ajakuta Syria Rolini, so that we have it in abundance. And those people that run away, they will still come to Nigeria. If I come, that is the reason why I'm saying that we still need prayer to pray all our leaders, so that God will set them aright to shun evil, because according to the Bible, fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, and to shun evil is understanding. May God bless us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Let's hear you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning once again. 30 seconds, please. I
Go.
still remain self-parent, Randy Oglafa, reporting from America. I like the fact that our guest in the house is trying to juxtapose the political quagmire we are having in this country. He's trying to juxtapose it also with religion, because that is where the crux of the matter is. You see, the underlined word there is leaders. We have leaders in the political space, and we have leaders also in the religious space. What are our religious leaders doing concerning this very problem we are having in the country called Nigeria? They have the opportunity of gathering multitudes every Sunday morning, but the story we are hearing from them is not healthy. What is expected of them? you see a church, and if the street where that church is located, there are potholes from the beginning to the ending, and they are not doing anything. What about the schools they established? You can't pay the school fees, and yet that school is being built by members. What are we experiencing? It's so sad. It's so sad. Even now, we attended government schools, missionary schools. You can name them, the Baptist High School, the Stella Maris, name them here all over the country. Those schools were built by missionaries. But the missionaries we have in our 21st century, they are all, I reserve my comment. Good morning.
Better you reserve it. Better you reserve it.
Yeah, just to also let you know, in the midst of why you were saying these things, the religious organizations were not made to do the roads.
No.
So please, just caveat, you have to understand that.
Yeah.
A huge number of the religious bodies, whether it's the Islamic bodies or even the Christian, they saying people, there are schools that are there that are free for children, for orphans, and less private. You have to get your facts right. It is also there. So, but in the midst of everything, we understand what it is. Community response you're asking for. But in the midst of everything, we as Nigerians will also be Nigeria, I guess, and that is well spoken.
Let's get a concluding thoughts because we're about rounding off the program. Dr. Sylva, yes, we have spoken a lot. You've heard the callers. What are going to be your parting shots as we round off today's show?
I'll part with a very short story. It's very common. I think you must have heard it. One young man was worried. So he told his friend he's going back to his village to go and ask his father what he was doing when his age mates were making money. That at this point he has nothing to inherit from him. So he went home, sat his father, and asked him, what were you doing all the period? Your age mates were making money, look at their houses. And the father told him, I was asking my father what he was doing. If you keep asking that same question that got your father poor, not too long, you will be poor. We should not put our survival on anybody. Be it government, I know they have a part to play in our societal development. But I'm telling you, you can make success. On your own, you can. It may be a struggling one, but you start. I told you I'll mention some. The names of Burna Boy, Sabinius, and the likes of Nigerians that are striving, T.Y. Savage. If you want to go in sports, you can name them. Content creators, the Gege, even if it's university, strange to people, is they are making headways. We can succeed as a people. I'm just encouraging everybody. Let's celebrate ourselves. We may not have much to celebrate as a nation, but I know we have things to celebrate about us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So just in wrapping up, today is not just a celebration of the past. It is a call for action for the future. Let's build everything. Let's take our pride in our culture, our creativity, and our unbreakable spirit. Remember, there is a lot of things that we can do when we're united together. Remember, like we always say here on the show, Bayelsa will be by Bayelsans and Nigeria by Nigerians. I believe in one Nigeria. My name remains Paul Oblomugbasa. Thanking you for everything.
I want to thank once again Dr. Ligeiaziba Sylva for coming on the show this morning. We do appreciate today and singing our anthem this year. Let's not only remember the sacrifices of the past, but also commit ourselves to creating a brighter, more prosperous Nigeria for the future. This has been Let's Talk Nigeria on Golding 97.5 FM Yenagua. I am Moyo Steven. Until next time, let's keep it believing, let's keep working, keep celebrating our beloved nation, Nigeria. Have independence and have a hopeful and patriotic day.